This is 7 in National News, and in our top story. The UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, attended the theme symposium presented to the members of the Bureau International des Expositions at the Arena Hall in the Madinat Jumeirah on Tuesday morning. The meeting discussed the Dubai Expo 2020 theme, Connecting Minds, Creating the Future, Partnerships for Global Innovation and Sustainable Development. The Minister of Culture, Youth and Community Development, His Highness Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan, highlighted the vast infrastructure of the UAE in general and Dubai in particular. He added that Dubai's openness and cultural diversity will increase the Emirates' odds of winning the bid for the Expo 2020 and fulfill the event's objectives that promotes peace, security and peaceful coexistence among nations and peoples. He also pointed out that Dubai's Expo will coincide with the Golden Jubilee of the UAE. On behalf of the Secretary-General of the BIE, the Chief of Staff of the BIE, Mr. Dimitri Kerkentzes, explained how the UAE's theme embodies the values adopted by the Bureau and is the very essence of the World Expo. Additionally, the President of Emirates Airline, Tim Clark, also gave an insight into the unprecedented global reach and connectivity of Emirates Airline and its future expansion plans that would bring huge benefit to a World Expo. And additionally, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the UAE Vice President and Prime Minister, in his capacity as the ruler of Dubai, has issued a decree appointing Essa Abdul Fattah Kazim as the chairman of the Dubai financial market. Prior to this, Kazim was serving as managing director and chief executive officer of the DFM and was also named as the new governor of the DIFC last month. The Sheikh Zayed housing programme has announced the names of 900 citizens eligible for housing aid ahead of final approval. The programme calls for the beneficiaries to complete all the documents required under the terms of maturity in preparation of final approvals before the end of the year. The move comes following the directives of the UAE Vice President and Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, to complete the study of applications before the end of the year. Dr. Abdullah bin Mohammed Belhaif Al Nuaimi, the Minister of Public Works and Chairman of the Board of the programme, said that the amount of 1.33 billion dirhams allocated for the housing aid reflects the government's intent to provide stability and decent living conditions for Emirati families. The education sector in the region is increasingly witnessing growth in both demand and investments. Industry experts discussed trends, best practices and the future at the three-day education investment MENA today. The size of the private education market in the Middle East and North Africa was estimated at $1.9 billion in 2012. Higher education in the UAE alone is valued at $870 million. In the next decade, Abu Dhabi needs around 100 new schools. The forum, organised by IIR Middle East, highlighted the critical role of education in global educational growth, the legal and practical considerations, as well as the challenges the region is currently facing with rising demand. According to experts, international education is a growing phenomenon worldwide due to factors such as globalisation. Andy Homden, the principal at Jumeirah Baccalaureate School in the UAE, says where business goes, education follows.
I think as the sector matures in this part of the world, and in Dubai in particular, it will mean that you will get other institutions being established, like more teacher training colleges. You will be getting a relationship bringing on people into education, not only brought in from overseas, but recruited more and more locally. And if you look at 50 years down the track, I think you're going to see a very different environment than what you're seeing right now.
The growth across the region is reflected in various areas of the education sector. Saudi Arabia has a $384 million training market. Oman has seen a 16% rise in private school enrolment, and the UAE has seen an 11% rise in private college enrolments. Over the past 3 years, Homdan says their school has seen the number of students quadruple from 90 to 850. While these are all positive signs for business, there are also challenges. Among them is identifying and retaining quality teaching and leadership staff within kindergarten schools, colleges and universities.
We are competing for the best teachers around the world. So we're not only competing with schools in the UAE, we're competing with schools in India, China, the rest of the world, which is growing at the same time. So what we've been talking about this morning is how to find good staff, how to train them, how to keep them. And that is one of the biggest challenges in the international field today. There's a special role here for the private sector, I think, simply because of the speed and the capacity that it has to meet. I think a government organisation couldn't actually move quickly enough to meet the demands that are actually growing. So if you actually have a partnership between government and the private sector and the other well-established schools, which themselves are looking at growing, then you've got the capacity, well, got the potential for the capacity to grow at the kind of rate that it needs to grow.
The food inspection section of the Food Control Department at Dubai Municipality received a total of 43 food-related notifications over the Eid holidays. Sultan Al-Taher, the head of the food inspection section, stated that 21 notifications related to physical waste, like finding hair in food. 7 complaints related to personal hygiene, such as lack of gloves and headwear. 8 cases were about contaminated or ruined food. 7 notifications were for insects in food establishments. 6 on the cleanliness of institutions in general, and 1 call was related to the quality of food. And additionally, the Economic Crimes Combating Department at Dubai Police solved 402 cases pertaining to fraud over the past 9 months and arrested 513 suspects. Major General Khalil Ibrahim Al-Mansouri, the Director General of the CID at Dubai Police, confirmed that the total value of cases amounted to over 467 million dirhams, which included 197 commercial fraud cases where 236 were arrested, 134 fraud cases where 185 were arrested, and 71 counterfeit and forgery cases where 92 were arrested. The 32nd Sharjah International Book Fair will host around 1,000 authors from 53 different countries, including the former President of India, AP Abdul Kalam, next month. At a press conference today, organisers announced that this year's Sharjah International Book Fair will take place between the 6th to the 16th of November, whilst offering a diverse range of programmes and activities for visitors. The 10-day literary festival is expected to attract around 1,010 authors from 23 Arab countries and 26 non-Arab countries. Participants are expected to exhibit around 405,000 titles in about 180 different languages, covering a range of different disciplines from science, literature, knowledge, culture and philosophy. According to His Excellency Ahmed bin Rakad Al Ameri, the director of the Sharjah International Book Fair, the event provides an opportunity for Emirati and Arab publishers to increase the level of their experience, whilst instilling the love of reading amongst visitors.
We have like large names like Lord Jeffrey Archer, we have Hassan Kamal, we have P.J. Abul Kalam, the ex-president of India. We have a lot of authors from around the world are coming to Sharjah International Book Fair to promote the literature and promote the love of the written word. And there is a lot of activities. There is a cookery shows going on. So we would like from everybody to come to attend those Sharjah Book Fair in 7 days, 10 days and enjoy the love of the written word. And one of the main achievements that this year the Sharjah been chosen in the international media as one of the main 4 international book fair for the publisher to visit. This year's the increase by we have the special grant we had been targeted for the publisher that the publisher can be benefit from this grant by translating their books from any language to any language. So this grant is supported a lot of translation around the world. So what we are achieving in Sharjah is not only becoming the hub in the Arab world, we are becoming one of the international hub for books.
And finally, looking to other news now, the best venues, attractions and personalities in Dubai were revealed last night at the Ahlan's Best in Dubai Awards, with the Burj Khalifa taking home the title of Best Tourist Attraction and Dubai Mall as the best mall in the Emirates. A whole host of hospitality venues were nominated by their visitors, and the winners were then decided by an overall vote. Guests at the event dressed in their glamorous attire were also given the opportunity to win the Best Dressed Male and Female category. Another winner of the night included the Atlantis Hotel for the Best Hotel in Dubai. And according to organisers, the awards reflect the popularity of venues and also acts as a guide for residents and visitors.
There are a lot of award ceremonies in the UAE, but this one is very unique in that the entire thing is decided on by the public. It's the readers' votes all the way through. So how we get our categories together, we pick the big things from schools, sporting clubs, malls, ladies' night, hotels, everything. We put our ideas out there, but then we open it up to the public, and the public then suggest their favourites. This creates the long list. And then everyone's allowed to vote on that long list. We whittle it down to the top 10, and then tonight we announce the winners of each one.
Nominees who were present at the event included radio presenter Chris Fade, who eventually won the Best Male Personality Award. And he stated that winning an award voted in by the people shows the appreciation of their hard work.
It's really cool to be, I guess, nominated just to be in that book. You know what I mean? It means that people that listen to the show on Virgin Radio are hearing it. They've nominated it. We've had the entire Virgin Radio station be nominated as well, which is amazing. Even my co-hosts, Pretty Malik and Big Rossi, were both nominated as well. So it's just really, really cool. It means that like people are listening to Virgin Radio and it's doing well across the UAE and here in Dubai, you know?